right, we are back and live once again. I'm very excited to have our guest tonight with Nadine Predestin with Arosa Care. Nadine, welcome to the show.
I'm so glad to be here.
It's
Thank you.
good to have you. So, how has your week been so far?
Productive,
Good.
right? We're going to think the glass half full.
There you
And
go.
we've been serving clients here in the Atlanta Buckhead area.
Mhm.
And it's just simply amazing. I'm enjoying myself.
Excellent. When you said the glass half full, I don't know if you've seen that video of, I think it's a professor or something, but he has a glass and then he fills it full of, I think, rocks or something. He goes, "Is the glass full?" And everybody goes, "Yes." And then he takes some smaller pebbles and he puts it in there. And of course, it fills in the cracks and then goes, "The glass full now?" And they said, "Yes." Then he takes some sand and he puts it in the glass and it fills up even the smaller pores. And he goes, "Is the glass full now?" And everybody's like, "Well, yeah." Then he takes water and pours it in there. So when you said the glass is full, it's interesting how you take that parable, that observation that sometimes we feel like we're full and overwhelmed with life, but if we really pay attention, we have room for more if we have the right mindset, right?
That was
Uh,
great. That was great. Yeah. Oh,
so
wow.
to get things started, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, background, where you're from, how you landed here, and then kind of come into your role at Arosa, and then we'll get into a little bit more about Arosa and what you guys do.
Sure. So I'm Nadine Predestin, and I am a native of Florida. I'm now a transplant here in Georgia. I'm glad to be here. I have about 10 years of experience, 10 years or more, let's say, of experience in the healthcare industry, particularly the home health. I had an opportunity to move over my talents from Florida here to Atlanta, and I was able to join the Arosa team this past February.
Mm.
And then been here ever since, living the glass half full
Well,
life.
welcome
Yeah.
to Georgia.
Thank you. Thank
What
you.
did you do? What did you do in Florida?
Oh, the list goes on and on, but one of the things that I'm proud of, I'm starting off as a caregiver, was one of my first jobs.
Mm.
This was inherited from my mom, who was also a private caregiver.
Wow.
And she encouraged me. She wanted me to get into healthcare because she knew that I was a caring person and that I like to help. So she always encouraged me. And being there, I enjoyed helping people rehabilitate, get well. But what was important is making sure the companionship was valuable. And that made me happy. So I grew in the industry. I wanted to be a part of the operations side. I wanted to see what makes this engine run. What gas, what do we need to do to make sure that everyone is receiving a certain type of care? I've been fortunate to work with multiple industries, but healthcare has always been my staple since I've started. Yeah.
Well, kind of go into a little bit depth of Arosa and what you guys, like what's your sweet spot? What do you guys focus on mainly in the area?
I'm so glad to share about Arosa. With over 20 years of being in place, we are now installing this premier care that we offer in other states, about 33 states wide. And now we're here in Atlanta. And what makes us such a premier service is that integrated healthcare that we offer. We offer the care management services, the one-on-one and advocacy that many do not have, and that we want to make sure their voice is heard. And we want to make sure that they're living a good life at home, at a memory care, independent living facility, wherever they are. We want to meet them where they are and offer that service.
You make a good point that needs to be addressed to where they don't have to be at home. You guys can provide your services on top of them being into assisted living. Say they're a higher level of care, and then the family wants a little bit more straight, person to person attention, and as well as memory care. Your company can come in and help them get the additional service because as we all know, the assisted living communities only have so much capacity to have care towards client or resident. And sometimes, like today, we went to one, and I always like to ask, what's the response time if someone needs help? Say they're in assisted living, they yank the cord or whatever, what's the response time? And depending on the place, it could be anywhere from 3 to 8 minutes, depending on what the community. And, sometimes that's a long time.
I mean, I'm glad that you shared that. I have an experience currently where there is a family member who's out of town, and her immediate thought was, I can't do this. I need the help. Who can I seek to be that advocate, to be that bridge for me while I'm traveling on business and I can't get to mom? And we showed up. We showed up. She was referred by a particular partner that we have. And we showed up. I mean, we provided a full care team, and the verbiage that we're receiving, the feedback we're receiving from that daughter is, where would I be without you guys? Yeah. We went to the extremes of coordinating and centralizing care. We're, such as you mentioned, in assisted living, we have a whole bunch of residents that are there that may not understand their plan of care because they have so many specialties operating at once, and they don't usually speak together. And when you have a care manager in place, that's that central hub for you because we're touching all of those points. For example, if you have a neurologist, they may not get to your primary care and let you know any updates. As a care manager, we have the opportunity to do that because let's be honest, these clients or residents don't know that that's available to them. And sometimes they're afraid to speak. Sometimes they don't know where to start. And having someone in place, it just relieves everyone. It returns the dynamic to the family. Now a daughter can be a daughter, a son can be a son, you know? And just checking in and saying, hey, Nadine, I know you went to visit mom. Just want an update. Oh, right away. Today I saw her. We went to the movies. Mom's improving. These are things that our goal is set to so that the family can just know that their parents are in good hands, pretty much.
Well, that's a good statement that you make because sometimes with me and my sisters and my wife, with my mom and dad, you kind of almost forget to visit sometimes because you're always running errands, doing this, getting that, type of chores, so to speak. But kind of talk a little bit more about you guys being integrated healthcare and what sets that apart than just being a in-home care agency with CNAs.
So my point of view, and I find this beautiful because this is why I'm with Arosa. We literally walk through the steps with you. If you're someone that doesn't need a heavy load of care, such as home health, you start off with care management so that we can walk you to that step. If an acute event happens, then we could offer the home health services. And furthermore, if something else happens where you need to get in touch with the occupational therapist, a physical therapist, you're not scrambling or requesting a referral and trying to pick someone. We're actually already handing you with those who already have beautiful referrals, who have a great reputation and know that they would care for you. And we've done this actually with one of our clients today who does need that assistance. And we went ahead and just gave them a package. How relieving is that you don't have to go looking for the service? So,
well, it's stressful looking for service. There's so many choices out there and you don't know. And you get lost in the weeds, at times because you're already stressed out long enough. So with that, just go ahead and give a little bit of background on Arosa's history and some of the key milestones for the company, and then what, landed the location here that you're over.
So with Arosa, we definitely have accomplished so much to where we are today. We do provide the highest quality of home care currently. I will give you a bit of background on how it started. We did actually partner with LivHOME, that's out of the West Coast, and also Nurse Care Manager, which is out of North Carolina. And I just want to celebrate our CEO, Ari Medoff, who went ahead and saw that this was a great opportunity to combine the both. One of the things that set off LivHOME was that they offered a care management service, and it was just easier. It was just easier to offer someone who could get you through the process once you have a fall, once you've had a surgery, and you're okay. You're able to do your own thing, but you still need the guidance. And so LivHOME did provide that service, and we've modeled that. As to bringing it together with the home care concierge service, that's something that we also bring to the table once the two marriages happen. And now if someone comes to me, I could offer them care management, make sure that all their providers are in line, that the care plan is set, and we centralize a hub for them so that they can keep track of how their health is going. If they have an event, we can offer them home care. So it's not as if they have to go searching for another agency. Just let's transition together. And if in fact that they have another serious event, we've partnered with premier hospice care, palliative care, and we have that in place so that no one's in the midst of finding a location. Now, we don't offer hospice or palliative care, but we have some great partners.
Just an easy transition into that. It's not like, okay, we're done. Good luck. Go find someone else. You kind of set it up for them if they allow you to do that. It's like a smooth transition over. So it's not a disruption of service. It's just a transition of service.
Yeah.
What about your expertise? What do you bring to the New Atlanta office?
I pride myself. One of the things that gets neglected when it comes to a home care agency is the team. The care, the quality of the team. And with Arosa, we look to attain, retain, and train the best of the best. And if you come to me with less than, we're going to train you for that. We're going to get you there. I served with the previous employer as the regional recruiting manager, and I understood what it took to bring a quality caregiver, the matching process, making sure that we're not just sending anyone to the home, fully vetted, someone that can actually walk in the home and the client doesn't have to worry about a liability. One of my prides are that. I'm also at staffing. I'm very unique in my staffing style. I know a lot of clients have dealt with this, the call outs, those, when the caregiver is sick and can't make it, or, there's an event and we don't know. I have tactical skill set on that. I know how to be available 24/7 to my client and make sure they get the care that they need at all times.
That is awesome. And that is a massive asset, because we all know that COVID changed the game. There's a lot of talent left the field, left being even in the profession. So the need for caregivers is immense, but the need for superb caregivers is even more of a rare thing. So it's good that you've got that experience to where you can quickly see who's qualified and who's not, because if you don't have those skill sets and you just, companies just want a warm body to try to fill the spot, then that is a slow.
It doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve anyone to just have a companion, right? That's the word they would use it from time. But what is it for someone to come in the home who's highly trained and equipped with the type of care this client needs? If you see someone who had a fall, you think beyond the fall. What happened when you fell? Was someone there with you? Do you need a companion? And so having a caregiver and teaching them that you have to be proactive, you have to be open and friendly and humble, because this person needs your time. They don't have their family near them, for example, or they don't have the guts to go out and speak to everyone. Some of them are introverts at this point. And to have someone beside you to just give you that sense of human, that is my goal. I don't want to send anyone to the home that's just a tinker. We need.
Yeah. Well, take it even a step further. It's also the care that's being received up to the point of a possible fall is being proactive of the type of care, exercise, those sort of things along the way, because a lot of falls can be, I guess, prolonged or staved off if you help them stay active or, move around, stuff like that. But how has Arosa evolved to this point, especially since you've been on board? What have you seen? How it's evolved?
One of the sayings that we have as a company is walk a mile. And you can look at that in any way as to just being empathetic or just making sure you're in the same shoes as that person. But let's literally walk a mile with our clients. Let's get them active. Let's get them out there. Give them some fresh air. Talk to them. This is when a caregiver or a care manager discovers exactly who they're assisting, and they know how to approach them with any need to update. If they need a new provider because maybe they're not happy with them, you discover that when you have the one-on-one time. So when I say walk a mile, it's not just be empathetic and understand where they're coming from, but it's actually take the time to get to know the person, take the time to make them feel supported. And doing so, this is when you establish a loyalty between you and your client. And then you'll get someone that's comfortable saying, hey, I might need home health and I trust you. Can you support me with that? I might need a said service. Can you help me with that? That is the goal.
Yeah. It's when you were as you were talking, I was thinking I went to a spring fling senior event in McDonough last Friday, and man, it was just so lively. They had a band, and
Oh,
it's easy to forget that old people used to be young. And it's not just an old person, it's a person that still
wait, let's,
has desires and goals and wants and all
yeah,
those
yeah.
things. But just seeing all of everybody just out there, dancing and all, it's just like, man, this is, staying active is so important.
What I'm finding in this generation to say is that we're finding that maybe physically they're old and they're not able to do what they would like to do or what they used to do, but inwardly, their spirit, their how they feel is still young. There is still
Hmm.
a young, vibrant senior community out there,
Hmm.
and they want to do the things we do. They want to go for a walk. One of the facilities that I partner with, they're actually doing like a prom, and that's beautiful. Like they still have the opportunity to get dressed and feel lively. Like that's what allows you to live your days in life. If you're
Hmm.
just someone that sits in assisted living and you're just there getting fed and meds, and
Waiting.
you're not
Uh,
going to be happy.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. What types of clients and communities does Arosa aim to reach with the new Atlanta office?
So we don't just solely reach out to the senior community. We also assist veterans. We also assist disabled children, if that's a need, or adult children. So we have a variety of people that we can assist. We don't limit ourselves. Again, we want to offer premier care, and it shouldn't be at a certain age.
Okay. So that kind of, goes into how do you plan to meet the needs of the client. So I guess it's a matter of assessing where each of them are and what you can provide with each and every one of them.
Yes. Thankfully, we offer a complimentary assessment and we develop a clear plan right there with the client. And if there's further, investigation or research needed, we'll keep them posted. But again, all walks of life, we're here to help and we want to be intentional on what we're doing. So the assessments are complimentary. They can be about 45 minutes to an hour. The dedication is to get the pinpoints or the ideal points of what you need currently and what would you like to see in the future.
And I think it would be fair to go ahead and add to that when you do the assessments, especially when you have other family members, siblings, the more they can get together and be on the same page and hear it out is what's important. Because
Yeah.
sometimes if you're, especially when you have several siblings, everybody has personalities, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just finding that just from what we do is you need everybody involved because
Yeah.
if you try to get a family member to pass on everything you share with them and you're not passing it on, sometimes things are lost in translation and it's not explained properly, etc. But if you don't mind, I kind of want to open things up just a little bit to talk about not only do you do what you do professionally, but it's coming from a place that you understand because you're living it, just like I'm living it with my family.
Yeah.
So for those that come across this, it may come across this video when I'm dead and gone. I always want to try to leave value and leave something that can someone can walk away with it to help bring them peace, comfort in their lives. Because if you don't mind, touch on a little bit about your role with your mother.
Oh, thank you. Yes, about a couple of years from now, my mom, who was able to take care of herself, she had independence, but she was diagnosed with uterine cancer. At that point, everyone's world shattered. Everyone was on high alert. And me having a professional background on how to set things up, I stepped in. I took charge. And by the way, I'm the baby of the three that
I
my
am
mom.
too. I am too. Okay. It's not our
So
fault.
usually it's the babies that usually take care, but again, it's still a family support. My brothers always checked in, but I did take the lead, and I was there with mom hand in hand. I was there for her surgery. I was there for her post-op. I was there for her chemo side by side.
Wow.
I was there for rehabilitation if she had. I mean, I could hit the point that my mom recently had a knee replacement, and like in a court care manager fashion, I had not even started with Arosa yet, but my mom recently had her knee replacement and I was coordinating care from Georgia and she's in
Wow.
Florida. And I'm in touch with her primary care. I'm in touch with her ortho, and we're getting everything together. I'm making sure she's doing her PT, and I'm just stepping in. And to find a company that does that, because I needed the service, it was refreshing. It was, oh, there's these type of individuals out there. This is super exciting. But not everyone has the opportunity to have the service. And for that reason, we're very reasonable. We want to match everyone as best as possible to serve them. But pretty much my mom has like a a complimentary care manager currently. The dynamics between me and my brother, I'm the go-to. It's like, what's going on with mom? Keep us updated. And I do that with no hesitation. Her meds, her finances, I help her with that as well. Keep her going, make sure she's living a healthy, less stressful life. She's done so much for me where I am here today. I don't want her stressing. If it was up to me, I'd have her living with me, but she's still independent in her mind. She's about 75 and she still wants to run around. So help me with that, Mark.
Well, that's going to be a challenge. If God gives the days, that will be an ongoing challenge. One of the biggest wrestling matches I've had, or we've had as a family, was when we had to take Dad's keys away from driving. And so, man, you talk about, I had to go 6 rounds with him on that. So as they, get older, and you got to look at the big picture, can he drive? Yeah. Should he drive? No. So the roles do reverse as time goes on, but your mom's very blessed and lucky to have you, especially with your skill sets, because you're able to know and be proactive where people that are, and this is a thing for people to understand, it's okay to not know because you don't know. But that's the point of having little shows like this, is to say, hey, there's resources out here. There's more resources that people, they don't even really understand how many resources are out here. And everybody that I meet in this industry from all different professions, is the common theme is we all have a heart. If you don't have a heart and you don't care about people, you're not going to make it. And it quickly shows and comes out. And that kind of gets back into, with you going through it with your own family. And as we go through it with our own families, the empathy is real, because it comes from a place of realness. It comes from a place of understanding. Right. So I always use the example or the analogy. If someone's going to a counselor for marriage, well, by goodness, you want that counselor to have experienced marriage. Or if you're going about, raising your child or whatever, you want them to have lived it and not just be book knowledge, because that's what's the most important, is to experience what you're doing. But with all that said, do you have anything you want to add before we wrap up here?
Just thank you for giving me this opportunity to actually share our new office in Atlanta. We slowly but surely will be operating in full capacity with our home care license. That is underway. But if anyone ever had questions or wanted to partner, feel free to reach out to me. But again, Mark Little, this is a great opportunity, and I truly appreciate it.
Well, I really appreciate you supporting me with doing this. I greatly do appreciate it. And so obviously, is it Arosa? I should have put it on here. Let me see. Let's see. Should have done this.
It's fine.
I'll put the here we go. Arosa Atlanta. My apologies. I usually have this done, but let me pop this out real quick.
Okay.
So there it is. If anybody needs to find that out, and I can quickly go there. But Nadine, thank you so much. And until the next show, everybody have a wonderful rest of your week.
Bye.